All right, January is Human Trafficking Prevention Month.
And the Connecticut Department of Children and Families is doing its part to help children from being trafficked. And we have Tammy Sneed, the director of the Office of Human Trafficking Services, joining us this morning. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
You know, we were just talking with Chef Allie and Nicole, and they were both saying, A, we can't believe it happens, and B, it's a very scary thing.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about human trafficking.
Sure. Human trafficking is typically when somebody is being coerced into having sex for something of value. And unfortunately, it's happening right here in the U.S. and really happening right here in Connecticut, which often surprises people.
Yeah,
it totally surprises me.
A lot of people are surprised about that. I mean, how many human trafficking cases are we talking on average, or even in the last year?
Sure. You know, when we're looking at cases through the department, we're primarily focused on children, and we're getting close to 300 referrals per year.
Per year.
And those are just reported?
Those are reported, right? And we know it is a crime that's very well hidden, and often society doesn't see it, so we know the numbers are much higher.
So what can the department do in order to prevent trafficking from happening?
Sure. Number one is we have to educate. We have to educate our communities, which you're doing today. I appreciate it. But we also have to educate our kids, right?
Yeah.
Kids need to know what this is before it happens to them, because it sneaks up on them, right? They have no idea this is happening until it's too late.
So what are some of the red flags to be on the lookout for?
Sure. Kids, first of all, that run away from home, right? And we know with our data, right, 1 out of every 3 kids that run away is approached by a trafficker within 48 hours.
Oh, my word.
Kids that are, start to lose a lot of weight, don't look healthy, have things of value that, that child doesn't have the money to purchase.
Right.
Right? Kids that have injuries, like in different stages of healing. Kids that start to isolate, really kind of turn inward, or the opposite, kids that start to get very aggressive and start acting out. Kids that are now hanging around with an older peer group, right? Or they might have an older boyfriend or a girlfriend that seems to be kind of controlling, right? Kind of making decisions for that child.
How can someone report a suspected case? How do they go about doing that?
Sure. Now,
and can they remain anonymous?
Absolutely, absolutely. First and foremost, if there's ever a child or an adult in danger, 911's your call, right?
911?
911.
Okay.
That is first and foremost. But if you then know a child is at least at risk and you're seeing some of those red flags, we want you to call DCF Careline. It is really, really, really important, because no matter what is around that particular case, we will address that case through our Human Anti-Trafficking Response Team, and we call that HART. So call it into Careline, but again, that immediate risk for an adult or a child, please call 911. And then again, any child under the age of 18, if you think they're a victim of trafficking, please call the department.
Is trafficking really common online? Is that one of the most susceptible areas where this occurs?
Absolutely. Kids are manipulated online on a daily basis, and we're seeing kids blackmailed. We're seeing kids connect to people because they think they're a modeling agent, or they have a production company. You know, some false sense of a relationship pulls these kids in. And online safety training for kids and parents is absolutely critical.
We only have about 30 seconds, but when you do get a report, what do you do with it?
When we do get a report, we absolutely are going to review that case. We're going to get it to our multidisciplinary teams in all parts of the state. We have 17 of them throughout the state of Connecticut. We're going to make sure that child and that family gets the services they need. We're going to make sure law enforcement receives all these cases so they can follow up, and then really kind of work on that long-term trajectory for that child to make sure, one, if it's just risky behavior, we prevent them from becoming a victim, but if they are a victim, we get ready and we support them through that road of recovery.
It's all about helping.
Wow.
That's all you are doing, and it's
Thanks
really
a lot,
important to drive that home.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tammy Sneed. She's the Director of Office of Human Trafficking Services.
All right.